Happy New Year! Today I wanted to give you the 5 reasons that a person should read a book. The very first thing that you should think about when it comes time to reading is there's a great deal of value in reading. And when I say value, I'm talking about money. If you go to Amazon right now, you can get a book for $1.50 on sale. A real physical copy of a book at a thrift store can be $1, $2, even $3. But let's imagine that you're paying full price for a book. Average book costs probably somewhere between $15 and $30. Even a relatively quick read book like, say, The Fault in Our Stars is going to take you probably somewhere close to even 20 hours of reading time. That's if you're a slow reader. If you're reading a thicker book and you're spending that full $30 price, then there's a good chance that you're going to read 50 hours, maybe even 100 hours. For 30 bucks, 100 hours, that's about 30 cents per hour of enjoyment. If you go to the movie theater, chances are good you're going to be watching a movie for something like 2 hours. That's $6 per hour. A video game costs probably brand new, somewhere between 60, 70, maybe even 80 bucks. If you take all the video games you're going to buy in the next year or so, it's probably going to get you maybe 30 to 60 hours. So that's somewhere around $1 per hour, maybe more, maybe less, depending on the game. A subscription to Netflix is about $9 a month, and if you watch a lot of Netflix, then absolutely, we're not going to compare Netflix to books monetarily in a fair way, unless of course you're buying thrift store books. Still, you get a little bit more out of a book that goes beyond just its value. Number 2 reason that you probably should read books is that reading books helps you build a vocabulary, helps you become familiar with grammar, and does tend to make you a better communicator. The average novelist reads tens to hundreds of books for every novel that they write. Tests have proven that students who read for pleasure do tend to do better. And a good grasp on language doesn't just help you in English class, it helps you in all of your classes. The number 3 reason that people need to read more, and I think especially in 2017, the world could really benefit from a little bit more empathy. And when I say empathy, it's just a little bit more effort to try to understand the people that we share the planet with. Reading forces you to put yourself in the situation of another person. If you're reading a book that's narrated in first person, you are actually looking at the world through the eyes of another person. If you're reading a book in third person omniscient, you actually get all kinds of information about the inner workings of people's minds, of their emotions, of their experiences, and you're really forced to sort of consider the reasons that people do things. We all could benefit from trying to understand where other people are coming from. Books are a really safe way to do that. The next reason people need to read more is that books tend to tackle complex ideas. In some ways, they're asking us to think about the things that we take for granted, to think about the people we take for granted, to think about the world that we live in and why it is the way that it is, and how perhaps it could be better if we just took the time to think and then took the time to act. Reason number 5 to read books is that books are a way that we communicate with people across time and space. People continue to connect with William Shakespeare. He was dealing with the ideas written down by people like Homer and Plato and Socrates and Aristotle and Cicero and Julius Caesar and Marcus Aurelius and all of these different people who were around hundreds, even thousands of years before him. And those people learned from people before them. Despite the fact that when you read a book, you read it alone, you're actually connecting to all of the people who have ever lived on this planet and written something down before. You're recognizing that your experiences aren't just your experiences, they're the experiences of human beings everywhere. If we can start to recognize that we're all sharing these things together, we can start to make better decisions. And we can start to recognize that our lives actually do have some limited amount of significance, but that limited amount of significance can really actually matter.